the research methodology of my study is I will be, using the qualitative method for my study, where I will be, researching total of 35 to 40 researches which has been done so far globally, including Indian researches and the researches done in China and other places. Along with that, I have used NVivo software to conclude my study in it. So in the NVivo software, I have studied the conclusions of my listed 10 to 15 researches out of 40, 45. First are these recommendations, which I have discussed in third part, how an exhibition can become a fruitful platform for the brands if they come on board. One is the establish clear objective. Before participating in any exhibition, they have to establish a clear objective that what type of exhibition they should get into as per their product. Second, select suitable exhibition, similar to this as per the product. Construct an engaging booth. Like, participating is just not a thing. You have to construct your booth in such a way where you will be telling your product more than, displaying. So the branding should be done appropriately in the booth for the engaging audience. Third is devise impactful messaging through your booth. You have to do it. Utilize technology. We have a lot of technology which we can use to, establish our brand. Into the exhibition also. Before the exhibition, there are a lot of ATL, BTL activities a person can do, and the market study they can pursue with. Dispense valuable content, cultivate networking opportunities. See, exhibition is a platform where the mass gathering happens, and people can connect with the n number of people as per the other media platforms where you don't know your audience. Where you know your audience, which all people are coming. But when it comes to exhibitions, the audience are totally n in numbers. So the conclusion of my study, I have conducted two tests. One test is basically where I will be, finding a difference between the exhibitions and the branding techniques. So this research I have been conducted on NVivo software, where some listed big and the cited researches I have, what I say, found out and did conclusion research on it. As per this conclusion, it says that there is a strong link between the exhibition and the brands and the companies if they come on board through exhibitions and publish, showcase their brand into the market. The second study I did with the historical and the contemporary changes. Like I have, like previously what happens, there was the kind of exhibition which we call it bazaar or heart. So there are certain studies which was done in 2023 also on heart. I have taken that study also, where it clearly shows that link between the exhibition and the brands were very weak previously. And now the link has been generated very anonymously as per the first test. This is the second test which very less, what I say, a connection between the exhibitions and branding. That's all for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jagriti. And congratulations on your first presentation. It's a long way to learn. Next up, we have Sonakshi Suneja and Dr. Sumedha Dhasmana. Her topic is Impact of Chat GPT, a study of college students of Delhi and NCR.
We have done the survey on the 200 people, 200 students which were in colleges of only in the Delhi NCR. So, firstly, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is an advanced AI model. It is a language model, and it gives human-like responses. The GPT mean generative pre-trained transformer. And the objectives of my research is, there are two objectives of my research. Firstly, I have done this research to investigate or to explore the impact on the chat GPT impact on the students in their personal life, such as communication skills, development and everything. And the second point is to in there what ChatGPT play role in the academic of the students, academic activities. There are only 5 questions in my, it is, we can say it is the glimpse of my survey to support my objectives और उसको साबित करने के लिए मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चंस लिए यहाँ पे जो एकेडमिक्स जो हमारी दिखा रहा है वो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था, डू यू थिंक चैट जीपीटी हेल्प स्टूडेंट्स टू कंप्लीट योर होमवर्क एंड असाइनमेंट फास्टर। उसमें से 200 स्टूडेंट्स पे हमने ये करा था और उसके अंदर से 54% ने येस कहा है और 13.5% ने नो कहा है और मे बी कहा है 32.5% ने। और उसके बाद जो एकेडमिक्स वाला जो मेरा पॉइंट को सपोर्ट करता है वो दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है, डू यू थिंक चैट जीपीटी कैन हेल्प स्टूडेंट फॉर स्टडिंग देयर एग्ज़ाम्स मोर इफ़ेक्टिवली। तो उसके अंदर 43% स्टूडेंट्स ने हाँ कहा है और 19.5 ने नो कहा है, मे बी कहा है 37.5 ने। द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर दिस इज़, do you think ChatGPT can help students who were preparing for competitive exams? 36.5 स्टूडेंट ने हाँ कहा है, 22 ने नो किया है और मे बी कहा है 1.5%। और मैम जो मेरे सेकंड पॉइंट को सपोर्ट करता है पर्सनल द कॉम्पिटिटिव एंड these kind of things, so it support the question, do you think chat gpt can replace teachers and human tutors? तो इस सर्वे को करने के 4 पॉइंट्स थे। 4 पॉइंट्स में मैंने इसे कंडक्ट करा स्टेप्स में। फर्स्ट था लिटरेचर रिव्यू, जितने भी अभी तक रिसर्च पेपर्स हैं चैट जीपीटी पे मैंने वो पहले तो रीड किया, एनालाइज किया, फिर उसके बाद मैंने उसके पे क्वेश्चंस बनाए जो कि मेरा सेकंड स्टेप था, सर्वे डिज़ाइन एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। फिर उसके बाद मैंने उस जब रिस्पॉन्सेस मेरे 200 स्टूडेंट्स से आ गए तो फिर उसके बाद मैंने एनालाइज किया डेटा को। फिर उसके बाद एट द एंड एथिकल कंसिडरेशंस की कि गाइडलाइंस फॉलो हुई हैं या नहीं, कि दिल्ली एनसीआर का रिसर्च था तो फिर दिल्ली एनसीआर के ही स्टूडेंट्स का रिस्पॉन्स होना चाहिए था, तो ये सब चेक किया तो उसके अंदर ये पास हो गया। फिर लास्ट में फाइंडिंग्स एंड कंक्लूजन में नेगेटिव पॉइंट्स ज़्यादा आए हैं और पॉजिटिव में सिर्फ 2 पॉइंट मिले हमें अकॉर्डिंग टू द सर्वे विच वी हैव डन। सो पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट तो यही थे कि टाइम सेविंग प्लेटफॉर्म है, इन सेकेंड्स यू गेट आंसर्स और वेल स्ट्रक्चर्ड आंसर, एकदम बढ़िया से एकदम अच्छे से वो आंसर लिख के दे देता है। और दूसरा अगर कोई स्टूडेंट ब्लॉग लिख रहा है, उसको आइडियाज़ नहीं मिल पा रहे, तो वो हेल्प करेगा कि इन सेकंड्स में वो बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स आप लिखोगे कि 100 टॉपिक्स तो 100 टॉपिक्स भी दे देगा। तो एक ये हेल्प हो गई। और नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट तो यही है कि वो स्टूडेंट्स को अनेबल कर रहा है खुद की आइडियाज़ जनरेट करने में, मोर डिपेंडेंट कर रहा है टेक्नोलॉजी पे, और सोशल स्किल किल कर रहा है स्टूडेंट्स की, इंटरपर्सनल स्किल किल कर रहा है, और जो ये अलाउ कर रहा है स्टूडेंट्स को कि वो चीट कर सकें। जैसे कि ह्यूमर्स बहुत ज़्यादा फैले थे कि चैट जीपीटी से स्टूडेंट्स कॉपी करके असाइनमेंट्स करने हैं, तो उसके लिए होता है।
Congratulations, Sonakshi, on your first presentation, and all the best for your future. Next up, we have Aryan Gulati, and his topic is exploring the impact of online gaming on social dynamics and socialization patterns of Generation Z in India.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Aryan Gulati, student, BAJMC, DME Media School, Noida. The title of my research paper is Exploring the Impact of Online Gaming on Social Dynamics and Socialization Patterns of Generation Z in India. Before starting my presentation, I want to add up one question. Why Generation Z? Who are Generation Z? Why? First of all, I want to tell I am also considered be as a Generation Z because Generation Z kids or Generation Z youth, which was born between 1990s to 2010s and above, obviously I'll be considered as a Generation Z. So why am I presenting this? Because the Generation Z is a really important aspect of their life, as it is they are the only generation which have encountered uh, the environment of the digital age. If we look back at the 90s and we look back at today's age, things are really digital. So before wasting any time, I want to start. For the introduction, I want to explain the Generation Z. Why Generation Z is impacting and what is the impact of their contribution in online gaming. Though online gaming is a really evolving platform among youth, among kids. So from early 1990s to 2010, as I said before, the involvement of the digital age is empathized, and the embarking of the capability of them is evolving side by side. Secondly, the significance of my research is based, this research is based on the specialization on both the dynamics and the evolving technology of this generation. So, the significance is online gaming holds a crucial part and also the important part in the life, though it is an entertainment portion, it is an entertainment part of our life. So, I would like to spend some time, but how does it affect my life? Is it wasting my time, or am I gaining some knowledge out of it? So my research paper will be consist of some case studies also, which is based on the positive and the negative part of the online gaming among the Generation Z. Getting forward, some research questions. My research question is basically aimed to answer the two main questions: the insights, like the influence. Who will and why will it influence this Generation Z, the youth? And the second one is the perception. I am a Generation Z student. What perception will I make to the online gaming, to the AI, this age? Secondly, the aim and objective. Why am I presenting this? Why am I researching this? Though, the sole aim of this presentation is to exploring and examining the impact, not by just gaining some knowledge, to also examining and analyzing the insights. Though, is it affecting me positively or negatively? What is the role of it in the future of this generation? And the secondly, to provide the comprehensive insights also, the analytics, as I said before, to make me aware of should I continue doing this, should I getting proceed of it, or should I upgrade to it or move ahead to it. So these are some sole aim. And some objectives are to analyze the perceptions. As I said before, perceptions are a great point at this time. To investigate the impact. Investigation is also important to being knowledgeable, to be kept informed. Is it affecting me or it is benefiting me? To explore the positive and negative, it is under the second point I have presented. And the last one, to examine. Examine its role, examine its utilities, examine its functionalities also. I want to get forward. The research methodology. Here comes the crucial part. When I was investigating and I was really researching, as a media student, we have been told, if you do something, you have to first make some layout. So the research design is completely based on the structural part, which is the layout. So what should be considered in? What should be included in it? And the second one is the sample selection. Now I have researched. I have taken some examples. Some samples are really important. Like what should I consider in it? What should I include in it? So I have, as I said before, I have included some case studies. One case study I want to present is of the blue whale game. I think you have heard of it. Blue whale have affected the online gaming industry a bit, and not a bit, a more, because from Russia it is originated, and from India it has affected. Sorry. Okay, so we have some, like, third one is data collection. Like, it is some easy part. As I am a Gen Z youth, I can collect the data from my soul. The fourth one is data analysis. Now I've collected the data. I want to analysis also. I can analysis by various tools. I am a Gen Z, so I can also investigate from my soul knowledge also. The sixth one is ethical consideration. Now ethics are really important. Also, while presenting it to you, I have to take responsibility of the ethics also. Like, in what way I am presenting it. The last one is the limitations. It is comes from the ethical consideration also. Some limitations should be there to make it the uniformity. Next, the findings. The findings are understanding the digital landscape. Now I have told you, like, from 90s to now, digital landscape, the digital scenario is evolving. So for being able to present it, I have to take care of the scenario also. The landscape which is being evolving, it is. Uh, the second one is insights for policymaker and educators. Though the parents, here comes the conclusion. At the conclusion, I want to say, like, by investigation and analyzing the all the knowledge I have gained, uh, this industry will be keep evolving. It may be affect positively or negatively also, but it can never be closed. It can also be upgraded also.
Thank you, Aryan. And now we have Pushpalata. Her topic is brand building and social media, Instagram as emerging platform.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pushpalata, and my topic of presentation is brand building and social media. So, since everyone is here presenting topics on new media, so I don't think that I need to explain what exactly is social media. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure, sure, sure. But just have made a presentation, so I'm just going to tell exactly what I have mentioned in the presentation also. So it was just about why social media, then why the marketers are choosing social media for their brand promotion, then is my objective, and then why Instagram is the most preferred platform by the marketers. So, and after that, what are the latest current marketing trends used by the marketers on Instagram, and then they can say a case study of Zomato and Nika. So basically, I mentioned certain stats also why social media, uh, why nowadays everyone is using social media for the brand promotion. So if you see the stats and all, according to statistical report of 2023, there are total 5.18 billion internet users worldwide, which amounts to 64% of the global world population. And of this total, 4.8 billion, that is the 59.9% of the total world population, was the social media users. And if you talk about the Indian context again, 1.4 billion Indian population is currently active on different social media platforms. Might be that includes Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and so on. Then why the marketers are choosing social media for the brand promotion? Again, since the traditional marketing space are shifting to virtual market space, and everyone is opting for for any kind of information. General audience, they are opting the social media platform for all sort of information. So again, if you look at the data, a third of the online users worldwide were of age group 25 to 34, and 18% of the global online users were 18 to 34. So again, if you see 18 to 34 years of age group are someone who are active on social media. Then again, if you talk about the Indian context and all, talking of the digital population across India as of February 2023, out of 900 million users, we have approximately 692 million active internet users, and out of that also 467 active social media users. And we all know that social media platform tends to provide all sort of information of the consumers, be it youth, professional, or any kind of. And it also used to, you can say, give the marketers to interact with the users in the form of user-generated content. And it allows community members also to share their stories, experiences via text, videos, and many others. And nowadays, social proof is a big deal these days. Consumer trust consumer more than what they do on the brands and all. And if a brand is posting more videos and posts of happy customers, it is more likely to generate trust among the target audience. That is also one of the reasons why the marketers are choosing social media for their brand promotion. Now, the objective of it, the aim of this paper is to explore how Instagram is being used by the leading Indian brands like Nykaa and Zomato. So in the first section, this paper will analyze the current situation and trends used by the brands for digital marketing. And then in second section, it will explore how Instagram is important in brand building. Then I'm going to basically, for research methodology, I have chosen the secondary data, where I've collected data from books, various website blogs, and brands, Instagram official pages, news articles, and educational websites. So there also, what are the trends which are being used by the Nykaa and Zomato that I focused on. Now, why Instagram is the most preferred platform by marketers? Again, stats speaks a lot. So Instagram, you can say, with 1.628 billion users worldwide, and it's ranked 4th in the world's most active social media platform. It is the most popular photo and video sharing website, social networking site. And according to the data published by Instagram self-service advertising tool, the advertising audience reach of Instagram grew by 12.2% compared to the last 12 months and all. So looking at this data again, the advertiser can reach 176 million more Instagram users than they did the last year. So again, if you see that the data of top 5 countries which have the most Instagram users, so here also India top with 326.6 million active users, followed by United States of America, Brazil, Indonesia, and Turkey. Then based on the Instagram audience advertising data, 49.4% of the Instagram global users are female and 50.6% are male. And if you talk about the percentage of Instagram users as per the age group, here also 18 to 24 accounts, the largest share, that is the 32% of Instagram total advertising audience, followed by the 25 to 34 age group with approximately 30%, and then 35 to 44 with 15.3%. So what are basically the latest current trends which the marketers are using on Instagram? So first is your brand page and profile. Ma'am, do I need to explain all this? Okay. All right. Then it's a case study of Nykaa and Zomato. So if you see the Nykaa first, it has basically 2.3 million followers on Instagram with an engagement rate of 0.04%. And if you see the Instagram marketing strategy of Nykaa, first is your, it has taken this grading of the Instagram account, where Instagram is not only having one account, but it has basically 10 official accounts with different names like Nykaa Fashion, My Nykaa, Nykaa Beauty. So again, it has basically, with these different 10 accounts and all, it has basically, collaborated with different communities. So again, with the data and all, an average of 1.2K likes and 45 comments per post, which Instagram used to have, while most of their traffic is directed towards, we can say, to YouTube. But again, 4.93 is Instagram oriented. And if you see the overall, currently, Nykaa has over 196.56 million views on Instagram on their 13781 post. Okay, say 13,781 posts and all. And what kind of strategy they're using? So one of the most used strategy by Nykaa is the live streaming and the local customer, to attract the local customer base and all. So Instagram has this live streaming option where, which is the most used by the Nykaa to attract or interact with their followers and all. So in this, they tend to use frequently asked questions or tend to display their latest products and all. Second is your frequent and immersive content, which Nykaa has been using, and with this interactive platform, Nykaa is basically putting up suggestions, participatory contest, or the award polls and so on with this strategy. Second, third is your, again, the collaborating with the influencers and celebrities and all. So Instagram, as you know that collaborating with influencer is the current trend which every brand is using and all. But Nykaa has tried to make it, make sure that, whomsoever it is collaborating, it needs to be a long-term collaboration so that they can, gain trust of the, you can say the followers or the audience and all. Now, fourth strategy they use is making, you can say innovation by reel making and highlights. So again, this is the feature of Instagram. So Nykaa has, used this reel making as you can say, they tend to use their followers to make reels for them, to whatever products they're using and all. And highlights is something, where they can, where they can use it as a kind of contest kind of thing. Now, talking about the Zomato thing and all. So Zomato, basically, it has effectively utilized all digital platforms, and it has the, you can say, it has focused on this strategy, like what they customer, like you can say what they means customer enjoy, what will make them happy, and how to get them happy. Now again, number speaks a lot. The engagement rate of the you can say the Zomato is like in Instagram pay 828K, and again when you talk about the percentage and all 6.1%. Then this is the feature of again Instagram, where the businesses can look in their data. Like it's basically insight matrix and all. So if you see the insight matrix of Zomato and all, on an average monthly post, it has 14 posts, which includes 6 reels and 8 posts. And again, when you talk about the reels and all, per reel, the average number of views range from 120K to 14 million. And post also, it ranges from 12K to 45K. Now, this is the basic Zomato ka mantra. Now, again, what type of strategy Zomato has used? So, first is your attractive bio. Now, Zomato tends to engage its audience by asking, by asking them to suggest a bio, fun bio for their page, or write a Zomato notification for them also. And on every post and all, they are getting the, you can say, millions of, you can say, people's comments and all. Then another thing, another approach is like language. Zomato has used this WhatsApp texting language, which is very casual and informal approach. So you can see the example which I have put in here. Then influencer collaboration, again, it's something which is like which every brand is using. And also, again, Zomato is collaborating with every, you can say, influencer and the celebs and actors and all. Then Zomato always makes sure that it's going to post something which is going on in the current scenario and all. So these are the 2 posts during the IPL and then, during the Nina Mukesh Ambani's Culture Center, where the celebs were basically coming and posing and all, and it was a fun incident where the paparazzi used to misspell their names and all. So this was Zendaya and the Tom homecoming and all. So this was a post on that way. Now, element of fun and sarcasm. Whenever it comes to Zomato, they always make sure that they should they always used to hook their audience by this fun and sarcasm in their reels or in their post and all. So this is one example which is of current and all, where they're asking people with how to spell their brand, whether it's Zomato or Zomato or Zomato. Then they also tends to make reels to engage with their you can say the followers and all. These are also the current trends. And Zomato tends to post, you can say collaborative posts with the businesses and all. So first one is, after ice cream, what is the best way to move on with the Baskin Robbins? Second, with the Chayos, what does Chayo mean to you? So these are the posts which they are doing it with the other businesses too. So on the whole, yeah. So the overall strategy used by the Nykaa and Zomato for Instagram promotion have brought about a favorable outcome, and the proof of that is the kind of success these brands have achieved in the short period of time. And actually the loophole of my presentation is that I have not mentioned the data in the conclusion. And the second is that I have chosen I've chosen the 2 brands that too in the different product line and all. So if I could have chosen the same product line, then I could have made the comparison. So with the yeah, this was the short answer. I told myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pushplata. Now we have Shahana Khatun, and her topic is corporate astroturfing and relevance, studying new forms of influencing people through digital mediums.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shahana Khatun, and why I chose this topic because I'm from the English department, and I'm working in the marketing sector from past 5 years. So I have experience of finance, entertainment, gaming, healthcare, and also the magazine, if it's a magazine site. So I've been doing content marketing a lot. So what I've experienced in those fields, I thought of coming today, taking a leave from my office and telling my boss that what we are doing in the corporate sector, I just want to work upon it and share with people like what are the problem points there are. So just to start with it, marketing is something that needs identifying, understanding what the customer wants, and then satisfying their needs. But we have seen that it's not just about the customer, because the aim is not customer satisfaction to that level, but profit making. So cutting down to the topic, it's corporate astroturfing and relevance. So AstroTurf is an American brand. You have seen, like I'll just show the second slide. So the grass you're seeing, this is not a natural grass. So they make fake grass for, I think, cricket grounds and football grounds. So that's the fake grass, and the idea is that this is a real one. So there's something that's happening in the political spaces as well and the corporate spaces as well, that we want to say that some opinions are true and it's coming from the public, but these opinions are actually backed up by the political organization or the corporate brands. For example, if something is happening in the country and we are trending the hashtag, people would think that the hashtag on the Twitter or Instagram is that other people are doing it. But we really understand that on the deep down level, there is some like mechanism going on, the process going on, where corporate or the political organizations are funding people and funding these independent organizations to promote those hashtags or to make it, to trend it, basically. So cutting down to corporate astroturfing, if I just have to describe it, is when business try to influence the public perception of decision making. So they have different tactics. For example, blog writing also. So if you want to buy, for example, a medicine drug, which is saying that it will help you cut your cholesterol. So you would want to search it on Google. Then you would see a lot of blogs that are talking about, okay, this thing is cutting the cholesterol. You'll go to social media or the Amazon, if you want to buy that particular thing, people would be writing fake reviews, okay, this is helping me. As a consumer, I would feel that these drugs are helpful and I would want to buy it. But were these reviews or were these blogs actually, researched well? So we have to talk about it. And I'm talking about, because I have a paper written, I was not thinking that I have to, give my objective and aim here, so I directly wrote a paper on it. So if I go to the blog part, so I was in healthcare industry, and I'm still in healthcare. I'm like working in Apollo 24/7. So we write blogs also in the content field, and we attribute those blogs to doctors, because people would not want to read any random Shahana's opinion on cancer. But I've done the research, I've written it, but they would post it through a doctor's name or a profile. It would go on HT, it would go on any other media channel or any PR channel. So that's how we are doing it. And that's how we are trying to influence people, okay, this particular company is promoting certain medicinal products or promoting certain diagnostics, which people should do. So in that case, it's happening that way. Another form is also the PR building, which I want to take example of. These are the, I have a few things. So if you want to see this example, so the tobacco. Yeah, okay. So I have, so it's not on the PPT, it's in my paper. Do you want me to read it? Okay. But I'll have to read from here, also take the reference. हाँ. So, for example, if you can see, LNM filters are just what doctors ordered. This is how we are promoting a cigarette. No, that's the thing. So yeah. So, so this is one example that I was working on. So I studied Pride, how people are doing movement marketing during the Pride month. So Disney has launched 7 movies, and every time they say that this is the first Pride character we are working on, including the movie Cruella. So they have they have said there's a room for everyone under the rainbow. And but what they've done, like there's a movie and I've mentioned the name there. So what they do in the movie, there would be an intimate scene between a gay character, but they would place it in a way that if there's a country who would be not promoting the LGBTQ community, they would conveniently cut that thing from the premiere of that particular country. So that's one thing. Another example that I've put there is H&M, where they say that they recycle the clothes. But actually, it's just 1%, according to a study. And I've read a few research papers as well. So these were some of the examples. And one more example that I haven't mentioned there, because I'm still working on the research part of it. So PUBG was banned in India because it's a Chinese-owned company, Tencent. And later on, Battleground was released in India, which is BGMI, Battleground Mobile Gaming India for. So the owner is Krafton, but when you go to the back study, you'd realize Krafton ka 13% share Tencent has. So Krafton is a South Korean company and Tencent is Chinese. So they have launched it in another way. Indian people or Indian government initially did not know that Krafton ka share is at Tencent. So that's how brands are doing this. Similarly with Maggie as well, when the lead came, and then the PR and the brand building started emerging around it. So these were a few examples that I've mentioned there also, and I'm still working on. So I was not really putting the methods and objectives here.
Thank you, Sahana. And now we have Tagdees Fatima. Her topic is the Bechdel-Wallace test pertaining to the Bollywood movies, Darling.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tagdees Fatima, and my today's topic is the Bechdel-Wallace test pertaining to the Bollywood movies Darling, Gangubai, and Shabash Mithu. Researchers have found that women are still underrepresented in cinema, and they are being considered as damsel in distress and femme fatale. Women are shown as secondary and subordinated in the film industry, reinforcing gender discrimination, where women are underrepresented and stereotyped in popular Indian cinema. In recent years, movies have started to change the depiction of women's role in the film industry. There has been a push towards more diverse, complex, and empowering roles for women in movies. If such movies have led to nuanced portrayals of women over time, they must be interrogated and analyzed. The Bechdel-Wallace test is a tool for evaluating the depiction of women in movies, assessing whether or not they are meaningfully represented in the story through analysis of selected Bollywood movies, Darling, Gangubai, and Shabash Mithu. So this study will examine whether or not the movies meet the test criteria, which require at least 2 female characters who have a conversation about something other than a man. If I talk about the Bechdel test was introduced in the comic strip Dykes to Watch Out For by Alison Bechdel in 1985. Bechdel test became a widely recognized and discussed concept to address gender imbalance. Alison noticed that women's representation in literature, movies, and other forms of media is stereotyped and confined. On the other hand, men had various conversations on different topics, while women were portrayed as peripheral characters with limited roles and no meaningful interactions with other female characters. The motive behind Alison Bechdel's creation of the Bechdel test was to show women's unequal representation in movies and literature, provide a tool for evaluating movies, challenge the limitations imposed by traditional gender roles and assumptions, and assess gender inequality in movies. The Bechdel test serves as a benchmark to measure gender bias in representing the diverse and complex women characters and their marginalization in the plot and their portrayal as two-dimensional stereotypes. The first movie that I have taken is Gangubai Kathiawadi. It is a movie about a real-life woman named Gangubai Kothawali, an influential figure in the red light district of Katyampura in Mumbai. The movie portrays Gangubai as a strong, independent, courageous woman who defied all odds to become a successful brothel owner. In many ways, Gangu Kathiawadi can be seen as a feminist movie because it portrays a woman who challenges patriarchy, societal norms, and expectations to forge path and create a space where women can live with dignity and respect. Based on the Bechdel test, it is clear that Gangubai Kathiawadi, the movie, passes the test. As the movie includes more than 2 female actors, the movie showed Chaya Kadam as Rashmi Bai, Mitali Jagtab as Kusum, and there are other female characters who are involved in the conversation or interactions where we talk about empowerment, feminism, and how to smash patriarchy. So there are a few scenes where the female characters are involved in a conversation where they talk about their emancipation and empowerment. Therefore, the Bechdel test criteria has been passed on this movie. Now, if I talk about the next movie, that is Shabash Mithu, it is a biographical sport film based on the life of Mithali Raj, an Indian professional cricketer and former captain of the Indian women's cricket team in India. The movie dwells on her journey as a cricketer and captain who faced numerous challenges and obstacles to become a successful athlete. It also focuses on how the protagonist fought against gender barriers in the male-dominated sport of cricket and paved her way for the other women in India to pursue sport. The movie Shabash Mithu shed lights on the gender discrimination and sexism, and it shows how women in sports face frequent discrimination, lack of funding and resources, and limited opportunities. Now, I have tested the Bechdel test on this movie as well. So, ma'am, in this movie, there are several women characters who are involved in order to talk about such inequalities and unequal opportunities in the cricket team. So, ma'am, the movie met the Bechdel criteria test as well in the subject matter of the movie. It has featured conversation between characters that are not about men, but they are talking how they can empower themselves and how they can be better version of themselves in the cricket field. So, ma'am, there are a few scenes in the movie, ma'am, where they talk and interact about the importance of batting and the player's mental state during the training and competition of the women's cricket team, and there are several other factors. So, ma'am, the last movie which I have taken for the test is Darlings, which was released on 2022. So, it is an Indian dark comedy, and it is a film about a woman who is trapped in a loveless marriage. So, ma'am, the movie depicts the issue of domestic violence, and it has the potential to contribute a significant conversation around the violence, discrimination, and mental abuse between the protagonist and her mother, who suggests Badru, the protagonist, to call off her marriage to end her everyday struggles and plight of a typical middle-class family. The conversation between Badru and her mother navigate that women worldwide face violence and abuse within their homes, and the movie represented the issues through powerful female characters to establish role models and empower women going through similar experiences. So, ma'am, I have also mentioned a few dialogues between the characters where they talk about how they can navigate the path of self-journey and how can they understand the concept of self-respect as a woman. So, ma'am, basically this movie was about domestic violence where the protagonist has a plan to teach her husband a lesson to respect her. But in the conversation between the mother and the protagonist, it has been mentioned that the Bechdel test passes the test. So, ma'am, the dialogue portrays that the female characters learn to love and respect herself, and she embarked on a new journey of self-discovery, and she learned to embrace her desires, value her worth, and find fulfillment in her relationship with the other female character as well. So, ma'am, I would like to conclude by saying that the Bechdel test is a popular tool for determining gender representation in movies, and movies like Shabash Mithu, Darlings, and Gangubai have passed the test clearly and with flying colors because of the significant number of female characters portrayed in the movies and the interactions happen between them, not on the subject of men, but on the subjects like domestic violence, sexism, and how to smash patriarchal norms and notions. So, ma'am, this movie have promoted gender equality and portrayed an unbiased and unstereotypical representation of women character. So, ma'am, I would say that the Bechdel test applies to the selected movie-centric movies at those films based on female protagonist journey and challenges, and the above mentioned movies or the selected movies have represented that women have portrayed the positive, strong, confident representation of themselves in order to enlighten the audience to embrace how they can become stronger and how they can become resilient to create a change in the society. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Tagdees. Now, last we have Ritika, and her topic is the role of digital media in shaping mental healthcare practices among working women, an analysis of Delhi-NCR.
A very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Ritika Chaudhary, and I am pursuing PhD under the supervision of Dr. Suman Kumari. And my my PhD revolves around the women healthcare practices and health communication. So the title of today's study is the role of digital media in shaping mental health care practices among working women, an analysis of Delhi-NCR. So, firstly, I would start with a quote which was said by Daini Abbott. He is a social reformer who works in healthcare practices in United States. So he said mental health is often missing from public health debates, even though it is critical to well-being. So we can already be, mental health is a crucial thing in our day-to-day life. So we are still prejudiced about mental health. If we can see the data, I have done a lot of research, review of literature, and as per the review of literature, it is visible that mental health is still a prejudiced subject. People hesitate talking about it, and people are not much aware about it to some extent. So my introduction comprises of 4 things. One is digital media, the other one is mental health, third is digital media and mental health care practices, and the fourth is mental health care practices among women. So I would start with digital media. What do I mean by digital media? So any electronic communication which passes through the digital platforms, whether it be website, whether it be social media, whether it be online platforms, any platform, it can be considered as digital media. And the other one is mental health. What do we mean by mental health? A person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being is referred to mental health. So how does a person behaves in their day-to-day basic life? And mental health is a crucial part of a person's life. Mental health is very much important in our life. If we care about it, is as important as our physical health. So if we care about our mental health, it will affect our day-to-day basic life, our interpersonal communication, our behavior with other people, and our day-to-day practices. And the third thing is digital media and mental health care practices. How does digital media helps, or how does digital media contribute in the mental health care practices of people? How does digital media play a role in, since after the arrival of internet, digital media has become an intrusive part of our life. So how does digital media help, or digital media contribute in talking about or in the mental health care practices of people is the idea of the introduction. And the last one is mental health care practices among women. Women, although if we talk about the healthcare practices, women are, to some extent, they are not much care. They somehow they ignorant, or they somehow they ignore their healthcare practices to some extent. So mental health, if we talk postpartum depression, work-life balance, yeah, work-life anxiety, yeah, other, there are day-to-day basis, there are a lot of things which affect the mental health of women. So how do women deal with their mental health issues, and how do they involve self-help practices for to manage their mental health is the idea of this topic. So now I would lead toward the objectives of my study. So first objective is to assess the extent of digital media uses among working women in Delhi-NCR for assessing mental health care information and resources. So how much time do women spend on digital media to access the informations related to mental health? The second objective is to examine the perception and attitudes of working women in Delhi-NCR towards the role of digital media in promoting mental health awareness and support. So the second objective lead towards what is the attitude and perception of working women of Delhi-NCR towards the role of digital media in healthcare practices. And last objective is to explore the impact of digital media on the mental health care practices of working women in Delhi-NCR, including its influence on help-seeking behavior, self-care strategies, and overall mental well-being. So my methodology is, it is a quantitative study, and it was a purposive sampling. So because I collected the data from working women of Delhi-NCR, due to time constraint, I couldn't collect the data from more of the people. So there were merely 75 respondents of my questionnaire. And the percentage, finally I analyze the data through the percentage. So my questionnaire comprises of 5 parts. The first one is socio-demographic information, which is comprises of their age group, their educational status, their job sector, and their occupation sector, and their type of their occupation, and their marital status as well. So, and the other part is comprises of how do they access the digital media, how much time do they spend on digital media, the pattern they use to assess their pattern in digital media, which is how much they spend time on the digital media platforms, what kind of platform, on which platform do they spend time on. Okay. And the third is to assess their mental health care practices. If they ever consulted any mental health care professional, if they have used any sort of self-help care practices, or if they have sought help for any mental health care problem, so what kind of issues they were facing for, and what kind of self-help strategies or management they have used, such as meditation, music, self-help books, or listening to music, exercise, etc. And last is if they used digital media for, second last is if they use digital media for mental health care practices, what kind of what kind of information do they seek for? So this is all it is about, if they use digital media platforms for their mental health care information, to access the information about mental health, or if they are comfortable in sharing mental issues related to mental health on digital media, or if they find help information, whatever the information they seek on the digital media platforms, if they find it helpful, or if they find it contributing to their mental health, or if they have ever encountered any sort of harmful or triggering information or matter on the digital media platform, or if do they trust the digital media platform information for them related to mental health, if they have sought any sort of professional help after seeking information from digital media. And lastly, the last section of my questionnaire revolves around their perception and their attitude towards digital media. How do they think, what do they think about digital media, and what do they think about digital media in terms of mental health. So if they do agree that digital media can increase awareness about mental health issues, so 66.7 women agreed, 67.7% of women, of respondents agreed that this digital media can increase awareness about mental health issues. And if the next question was, if digital media can help in reducing the stigma associated with mental illness, so 50.7% women of respondents agreed that digital media can be helpful in reducing the stigma related to mental health. The next one was, if digital media can provide a supportive environment for individuals with mental health issues. So similarly, we can see that 53.3% of the respondents agreed that digital media can be a platform to provide a supportive environment for mental health care practices or mental health issues. The next one was, digital media can provide accurate and helpful information about mental health issues. So 49.3% of the respondents agreed that digital media can be a useful platform to provide useful information about mental health issues. Next one is, if digital media can cause more harm more harm than good for individuals with mental health issues. So even in that question, it was although a negative perception about the digital media. So 42.7% of the respondents agreed that digital media can also be a platform which can cause harm to the individuals in related to their mental health care practice or mental health issues. Next one is, digital media can contribute to the spread of misinformation about mental health issues, which is visible in the data. Conclusion, okay. Okay, as per the data which I have received, the data reveals that the social media platforms that most of the users were accessing the information on Instagram. As when I asked which platform do they seek information from. So Instagram users were more in comparison of other platforms. So it might be helpful in knowing which platform can be useful in providing information related to mental health. A sizable majority of respondents expressed anxiety. Okay, most of the respondents were facing issues related to anxiety. So it is a very much thought-provoking thing that a lot of people are suffering from issues related to anxiety. And the next question, as per the data received, that many respondents, 50%, approximately 50% of the respondents seeked professional help after they access from digital media, or if they have faced any sort of digital mental health issues, they seek professional help. But even if we see the 50%, approximately 50% of the respondents didn't seek any sort of professional help, which is a harmful thing if we see that, because if we are suffering from any sort of physical health issues, we would seek any sort of, we would go to doctor to cure, to get rid of that illness, or to get cure. So 50%, even if the 50% of people are not seeking the professional help, it is a thought-provoking thing.